You think we got anything to talk about tonight? Welcome into this edition of the Rebel Report podcast. My name is Michael Borky. Very glad that you guys are with me like you always are. Drama, and more drama is the thumbnail tonight because, my goodness, is there a lot of that. The portal closes in 27 hours, but we are not without some craziness down to the wire, at least when it comes to the portal being open. I know that you can get commitments after the portal is open, but you've got 27 hours until it closes, and there is a lot to discuss on this edition of the podcast. Again, my name is Michael Borky. I please want to invite you, if you are watching or listening on YouTube, hop on over to your favorite podcast app. Please subscribe to the podcast feed. That's where I want you. I want you on the podcast feed. Please subscribe there. And if you like what you hear, leave a rating and a review. And also here on YouTube, all that good stuff as well. I would really appreciate you guys subscribing, but especially on the podcast app. We are going to talk about the portal drama tonight and, of course, get to your comments. But I want to tell you first about Logan Smith, Shelter Insurance, anywhere in Mississippi. His service area is the state. So if you live here and you need home insurance or you need auto insurance, or you need life insurance, I'm working on that, or business insurance, that's the guy to call. Logan Smith, Shelter Insurance, 601-823-3500, 601-823-3500. He has literally award-winning services, and they pride themselves on being more than just another insurance guy. Relationships matter to Logan Smith. He will build one with you. Take my word for it. Check him out. 601-823-3500. Logan Smith, Shelter Insurance, Auto, Home, Life, and Business. Check him out today. So, did not go live last night, but recorded something quickly for you after the basketball game. And as you guys know, we talked a little bit about the TJ Daugherty situation. He entered the portal and apparently was visiting LSU today. And then right as the radio show was ending today, it was tweeted out by, I think, Hayes Fawcett was first. I don't know, one of them. Anyway, that Prince Will Umanmielen is going to enter the transfer portal as well. Now, has not actually entered his name in the portal yet. Doesn't mean he's not going to, I suppose. But that actually has not happened yet. Even on On3's site, he's still listed as an expected entrance into the portal. But, I mean, come on. We're just getting into semantics there. He is the latest Rebel to put their name in the portal. Also, Womack, or to attempt to put his name in the portal. But Deshaun Womack also hit the portal. The backup defensive end. Apparently, he's going to go to Auburn. That's what On3 thinks anyway, that he is bound for Auburn. He is not some kind of loss, Womack anyway. I mean, he was going to be Cam Franklin's backup this year. That I think that they were trying to recruit over him. There's a reason he didn't play much down the stretch. TJ Daugherty, we talked about him last night. I think continuity is important. I think you do want somebody like that on your team. But if the asking price or what is being offered by other schools is accurate, if that is true, then thank you for your service, young man. Congratulations on your financial success, because whoa, if that is a true, real, and accurate number. And you cannot overspend on every player, right? You can explain away Daugherty. That you can explain that away. You want continuity, you want the player back, but if he's truly getting offered hundreds of thousands of dollars more than what you wanted to pay him, then so be it. You're already paying running back at a premium. Depending on the waiver legal fight, you're going to pay a quarterback at a premium. You're paying a lot of players on that roster at a premium. You cannot overspend on all of them. So even though TJ Daugherty is a guy that played a lot of snaps for you, and you don't want to lose a guy like that at that price point, at some point there are certain players where you cannot just pay whatever. There is a finite amount of money. Ole Miss has a lot of money. They don't have unlimited money. And so you can explain that one away as well. If Prince Will Umanmielen does not return to Ole Miss, that is significant, and there's no explaining that away in terms of being a big loss. You just don't. There aren't that many guys that can give you 9 sacks in the SEC, and especially in the back half of the season, he was much better than in the front half of the season. From a football perspective, it's just a big loss. There's no spinning that one. There's no explaining that one away. You can explain away, whoa, Mac, he couldn't get on the field in the back half of the season consistently. You have and are going to sign players that you think are better than him. You can explain that one away. You can explain Womack away. Actually, I just said that. You can explain Daugherty away. Asking price too high for what you think the player is, especially if it's hundreds of thousands of dollars more. You can explain that one away. This one, I don't think you can explain away in terms of, it's not a big deal. 9 sacks in the SEC, it just doesn't grow on trees. Those guys aren't readily available. And so that is a significant loss if he does, in fact, enter the portal and leave Ole Miss. I know they already announced days ago that he signed a contract. I would assume that Ole Miss is going to get some kind of money back if he were to leave. I have not seen the contracts myself. I have not seen anybody refute that Ole Miss has or does not have the same clause or a similar clause to that of what Washington had. But there's two different pools of money. There's rev share money and there's NIL money. And the only buyout that you can talk about is not with NIL money. It's only with rev share. So it depends on how much rev share he was offered. And of course, if he signed the contract, to make that become a conversation. I don't know what that amount is. I would assume that he would be getting some amount of rev share money. And so if that is the case and the contracts are structured the way that they should be and the way that I think that they are, if nothing else, Ole Miss will recoup some of the money for his departure. And then, of course, I see it in your comments, so I'll let you guys drive the conversation. But it's clear and obvious that the timing of all of this is intentional, and it's intentionally being done by LSU. It's obvious, and you cannot deny that. What I will say is anybody involved should have expected this and should expect this in perpetuity from Lane Kiffin's LSU. College football is already a dirty game at this point. Everybody tampers. Everybody's doing things that are unbecoming, except for the service academies. But, Ole Miss has benefited greatly from this era, and it's getting dirtier, right? It's getting nastier. It's getting more ridiculous. But, look, everybody tampers. Ole Miss has the number 2 portal class right now, or they did earlier today anyway. You don't get that without your fair share of doing things like that as well. But this is obviously different. And I would hope that nobody at Ole Miss is surprised by anything that happens involving your previous head coach. You should not be surprised by that at all. Again, it's already a dirty game, but there is literally not one thing that they could do that should take you by surprise. And so what you hope is, from the Ole Miss perspective, is you hope that they are prepared for all of this. And, as we speak, Ole Miss gets a pair of commitments. One, a linebacker, Taj Butler from Georgia Tech. Limited playing time, but it looks like Georgia Tech didn't want to see him go. Would have been a starter for the Yellow Jackets this year. Is a higher rated transfer than that of TJ Daugherty. So you're replacing, although the continuity piece is important, you're replacing a linebacker with one that is rated higher. So that is, a 1-for-1 trade that you come away from. And they've also got the commitment from Jordan Renaud from Alabama, another guy that I think Alabama wanted to keep, but it also does not have near the production that Princewill had at Alabama. Talented player, really good athlete, but does not bring in 9 sacks with him from that defensive line spot the way that Princewill has. So they've still got work to do. They've got a lot of visitors going on. It's chaotic. I know there's reporting out there about, tampering and things like that. I'm forgive me for being dismissive, but nobody should be surprised by this. Not a single person should be surprised if there is a last minute push to sabotage and do whatever they can to create drama, to create issues. That should surprise nobody. Ole Miss should be prepared for this. If they're not, it is on them. But not a single person should be surprised by this. And what you hope now is Ole Miss is ready and prepared to kind of fight back in the final hours of the transfer portal being open. But they should be prepared for this. Expect everything that you can think of from that side, and you've got to fight off some ridiculousness. But that is what you're going to get for as long as he's the head coach at LSU. You're going to have to deal with stuff like this. You're going to have to deal with stuff like this. It is just part of what happens when Lane Kiffin is your coach and then Lane Kiffin is no longer your coach. You're going to have to be prepared for crap like this. It's just how it's going to be. So Pete Golding and Walker Jones and Keith Carter and everybody needs to respond in kind. So anyway, we'll get to your comments after I tell you the podcast is brought to you in part by Priority One Bank. They make you their priority every single day like they do me. Their online banking platform is outstanding. Local loan servicing and decision-making at any of their 16 branch locations in Mississippi. They will get to know you. They will treat you like a priority because it's in the name. It's what they do at Priority One Bank. Bank with me at Priority One Bank. First comment, I know it's early, but any idea on what kind of spring game they're going to have, or is it going to be another clown show, pie throwing contest or something? I do think that because there's no second portal window, you should get a more normal spring. If you guys know me, I actually think, I know coaches apparently don't like it. I think spring practice, and apparently they're considering moving that to more of like a summer OTA. Doesn't matter. There's an opportunity to connect with your fans that feel disconnected from the sport because of all this chaos and drama and ridiculousness. OTAs for NFL teams are important for the fans. Spring practice, I think, is important. You're getting all these new players to give fans a chance to go see them, right? To see them on film, to go spend a Saturday afternoon in the stadium and then go to the baseball game and just kind of reconnect with your program. I think little things like losing spring practice and spring games will ultimately, down the road, be a net negative in terms of the connection between fans and program. So I would like to see them come back because it's another reason in the offseason for your fans to engage with your program and learn about your players and learn to like your players and get excited about your season and spend time in your town and things like that. There was some short-sightedness, I think, in just the removal and the blocking out of everybody in college sports. And I think that you guys deserve as many opportunities as you can to connect with your teams because that's what you deserve. So I hope that happens. Next comment. We all know Lane and LSU are putting the pressure big time on Ole Miss's players. The same ones he didn't think could win in the playoffs, of course. I don't know how. I mean, it's college football now. That's what it is. There's no such thing as. I say there's no such thing. Not every player is disloyal, right? But I mean, you can have players on that team sit back and witness how everything went down and still be willing to go if the price is right. I mean, I get it, though. I get it. More money can mend a lot of fences, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's more about creating chaos than it is about actually, just getting players in the name of your job. You're just going to have to deal with this. Lane Kiffin is so petty. Yeah, it always has been. Interesting night. What do you think the odds guys like Daugherty and Prince will end up back in Oxford by the time it's all said and done? I mean, Daugherty, I think would be very low, if not zero at this point. Maybe they make it work with Prince Will. Maybe the contract ends up changing things, I don't know. Frankly, this just happened. I have no idea what to think about what will ultimately happen. You've seen, the Florida State twins have pulled out of the portal and are going back to Florida State. I mean, you saw it with Townsend on the offensive line, so it's possible, I suppose. But again, if the Dottery number is real, it's not worth the price. It's not worth the price if that Dottery number is real. It's just not. I do wonder if it's real. And I mean, I'm sure Ole Miss is being told that. I wonder if that's actually a realistic thing that will ultimately happen. I think Dottery and Princeville entering with Caden Lee up in the air is nothing but serious bad news for Ole Miss. It is, but again, with Dottery, you can replace that player, that caliber of player. I don't think there are many Prince Wills out there for you. Especially with you have lost depth with Womack, although again, there's a reason that he ultimately didn't play much down the stretch. But yeah, this is just simply not a banner day when it comes to what you would actually lose if Caden Lee were to go as well. We'll see. The LSU stuff is all tactics. It is likely they re-sign Princeville. Those LSU offers don't have that much substance. Yeah, I don't think it's all tactics. I mean, if you're Lane Kiffin, you want Princeville to play for you. You also want to create chaos, but you want him to play for you. So I don't know if that's just a chaos, pour some gasoline on a fire thing. I think you also want the player to play for you. But there's a lot of, forgive my language, earmuffs, everybody. There's a lot of shit stirring going on right now. There's no doubt about that. And there's the trolling on social media to coincide with that. I mean, that is a thing that is happening too. If you guys can stomach it, go check out his Twitter because he is he's trolling you while all of this happens. So really desperate need of quality linebackers. Really sucks about TJ and Princeville. Oh, well. Yeah, they've got one already. That has happened. I do think they're going to get one more. At least one more. But they've already got two in the boat. Serious question, though. How much money is LSU spending since the start of last season? It's got to be around 225 to 250 million. No, this thing at its core is a political move by the governor. I mean, yeah, my God, to pay the buyout, to pay all the contracts, to pay the roster, to pay the portal class, to pay the recruiting class. It is a lot. It is a lot. On a positive note, you're liking the new Georgia Tech linebacker, originally from New Orleans. Yeah, is it Taj Butler? I think that there's some upside there. There's a good bit to like about what they've added so far in the linebacker room. They need more. They need more. Well, Matt killed them in the Washington State game. Whew, that was a fun game, wasn't it? Can't get a read on all this leaked contract stuff. A lot of it seems like BS to me, especially with an LSU fan account being the one spreading it like confirmed news. Yeah, I don't know if I buy it in the way that it's being told and spread around. Anyway, I don't know if I buy it. Pete may be okay with the players walking. I don't know anything about Princeville. Honestly, I don't know about that situation. I do think that they're not, quote unquote, okay. They're not okay with Dottery not being on the team. They would like for him to remain on the team. I have a feeling they're okay at the price point, if that makes sense. You cannot overpay everybody. How do you feel about Kiwan? Do you think they're safe, or do you need to worry until midnight tomorrow? I mean, look, I wouldn't be surprised at all, nor anybody. You should not be surprised about anything that Lane Kiffin does. I'm going to say that 100 times tonight, but you should not be surprised. It shouldn't surprise you. I would not be surprised if he's made contact and tried some more. Would not be surprised at all. He did make a comment on Deuce Alexander's Instagram post. Deuce was, I think, you shouldn't read too much into social media, but it looked like Deuce was making reference to Lane Kiffin and talking negatively about that, and so in a good way for Ole Miss. And Kiwan commented snake emojis. What does it mean? I don't know, but I think if you try to interpret that, the interpretation's not a bad thing. No, I would assume Kewan Lacey's contract is too big to buy out, even if he wanted to go. Which who knows, man? Maybe there's a reason he signed on, right? But I have no doubt in my mind that they're trying. That Kevin Smith is trying. I have no doubt in my mind. It's a dirty game. That's how you have to play it. It's dirtier in this situation. This is the dirtiest game. Womack and Ryan were bad evaluations from LSU. Let him walk. Saw Ben talked about it. I'm not on the Ole Miss Spirit board, but there's still not any concrete info on it. No, there's not. Do they go after Wilson from Missouri? Damon Wilson? Let's see. No crystal ball predictions at this time. He's an edge, a 4-star edge as a transfer. Number 3 overall edge in the transfer portal. Apparently, Principal's ranked the number 1 edge in a 5-star, by the way. I mean, yeah, I would absolutely try. I don't know anything about his recruitment as of this point. So I don't know. I don't know if they'd be in on that or not, but he is currently uncommitted. And when it comes to the top 10, the top 14, he's the only uncommitted edge that is not Prince Will Umanmielen. You have to go all the way down to 15. Is it Elo Madozi from Georgia? Also uncommitted. There's only 2 in the top 20 that are uncommitted as of this point at the edge position. So at a premium. Prince Will getting in the portal this late helps prevent Ole Miss from fighting against him leaving, doesn't it? The timing of how this is all playing out is absolutely deliberate with intention to do the most damage. The Ole Miss media team has some egg on its face for sure. Do they, though? I mean, if the player signed deals, then you announce that the player signed a deal, right? I think we'll see a lot less announcements next year. This year kind of had to do it because there would have been a lot of panic without them. But here's the thing, man. I mean, do you really want to leave your fan base hanging up until the very end of the portal window? I mean, Ole Miss has benefited from this era greatly, right? But man, it's insane that you've got players signing actual contracts and still you have to worry about them leaving. That's nuts. I mean, it just people keep calling college sports pro sports. It is not. And this is what I say all the time. It's not pro sports. Pro sports, when you sign a contract, you're with your team unless they trade you or they cut you. This is not pro sports. This is further beyond that. You want college sports to look more like pro sports. You need collective bargaining. You need those things. And you don't have any of that, which is what creates chaos. NFL free agency is kind of fun because it's very cut and dry, right? This for anybody, unless you get a player, is not fun. And making it more obvious than ever, trolling on Twitter about it because, of course, absolutely. Austin with the super chat. Thank you, man. Really, really appreciate you. You know I do. You're the man. Midnight tomorrow can't come fast enough. I have a sneaking feeling certain head coach in Baton Rouge is behind this. Chances they retain Lacey. I mean, there's I look at this point. It's hard to say like, oh yeah, they're definitely keeping that guy. Um, but I am not concerned at this moment about that. LSU end up with the number one portal class based on how many more players they get alone. Ole Miss's portal class has been quite good so far. Very good. I mean, their portal class is great right now. Is it still number 2 here? Let me try to. It's number 3. Texas jumped them, so they have the number 3 portal class right now. Their average star rating is actually better than LSU's. Let's see. Ole Miss is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, and so it's the number 3 ranked class, and it's 5th in average rating per player in the country, behind Oregon, Ohio State, Miami, Texas, Notre Dame. It is a very good portal class. It's called manning up and fighting back and moving forward. Have to have good replacement for Dejon Stribling. TJ Dottery's already covered pretty much your question. Why go get the quarterback from the Cajuns that's played with us before? But you have all these other Trace. I wouldn't read into that. That's not a. You got to have bodies in the room. There's familiarity with the system and stuff. That's not a guy. Walker Howard's not somebody that they expect to play this season. That's for other reasons. Yeah, Mike, I'm just people are saying what you are saying and repeating it as of absolute fact, and that's no. Twitter message boards are always great with this stuff, aren't they? Yeah, I mean, when you've got these fake aggregator accounts out there and stuff, and people unfortunately just immediately believe it. So it's a shame. Don't ever let LSU fans tell you they don't care about the Ole Miss rivalry. They've never had a big end of year rivalry, and I think we are now getting most of their attention. You say, there is a. I mean, they've stormed the field twice after beating Ole Miss recently. That is a thing that has happened. No, it's a rivalry. They can pretend like it's not, but it is. It obviously is, and their new head coach is going to fan the flames of that. And again, I mean, Ole Miss could come to a resolution with Prince Will. Like that could happen. I don't know if it will, but that certainly is possible here. Also, again, he hadn't officially entered the portal yet, so could be leverage. Maybe he wants more. I mean, my gosh, he's the number 1 edge in the portal. So who knows? It's not. It may not be over. I don't know. The defensive players getting in the portal is the concerning part, of course, because you hired the DC as your head man. Yeah, but at the end of the day, still the money's got to be right. And if one school is going to massively overpay for one of your guys, then so be it. Sometimes you fight that, like Prince Will, I think is worth fighting for. If you can, if the money is right and that's what it takes, then great. There's a couple other players that have left that are not worth that. Do you think next year we will see Walker Howard as a coach at Ole Miss? A GA? Probably, something like that. Made a joke earlier to someone that Winston Watkins was just Noriel White with playing time. Yeah, and they did a one-for-one replacement on him as well. One of these coaches is gonna give up and turn in lane for this, but that's the thing, you can't enforce this. It's completely unenforceable. Completely. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll through some comments here. Joyner just tweeted out a shark. Any thoughts on who? Is it not Renaud from Alabama? Could be wrong. But I would assume that's who it is. But I don't know. I do not know. Yeah, definitely a dirty game. Oh, no doubt it is. Might need the National Guard in Oxford in September to protect. I mean, that is going to be unlike anything um, you've ever seen. Are SEC contracts like the Big Tens, where the university owns the current and future NIL rights? If so, take them to court. Sorry, excuse me. Like Washington threatened. As I understand it, I could have it wrong. I don't know. I have not been told this directly by the people involved that the rev share contracts have that kind of buyout language. But any NIL promise contract is separate because it's not guaranteed money. It's different. So I do not know about that. I think that the rev share contracts are the same as Washington. Say he's done well with portal evals. You should know that. Yeah. Principal coming back to Ole Miss. It was posted 45 minutes ago. I have not seen that myself. I don't know that myself. We'll see. I mean, I can only go off of what was he was, expressed his intentions to enter the transfer portal. If he goes, I think it's a significant loss. If Ole Miss is able to fight all that garbage off and keep him, that's a big win because I think he's a quality player. And they just don't make guys like him out there. So, yeah, what I guess in big news times like this, I've learned that I think I know how to make it, subscriber only, like that you've been a subscriber for a certain amount of time. So, you say Oregon defensive guy committing tonight or tomorrow, just watch. That would be another good one. That would be another good one. This is today, the last day players can enter the portal. Tomorrow at midnight. Tomorrow at midnight is when they can. It's that's it. But as we've learned on the radio show, it needs to just keep being repeated, and that's okay. I mean, not everybody can follow, this as intensely as we do. But tomorrow doesn't end your ability to add a transfer. It just ends the ability to enter the transfer portal. That closes tomorrow night at midnight. You may not be able to say, but how much was Daughtery reportedly wanting? It again, a lot of numbers get thrown out there that may or may not be real. The word is that it was hundreds of thousands more than what Ole Miss wanted to pay him. Is that true? I don't know. But that is what is being talked about. LSU fan here says Prince has already communicated money is not a factor in his decision. Yeah. Sure. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. That's okay, by the way. I don't blame anybody, not a single person, for wanting to go get more money. If this is all a leverage play to get more money from Ole Miss, I don't blame you, man. If you, I don't blame you, but come on, man. Come on. Can we not? Can we not do the money's not a factor here thing, man? Come on. Let's be smart. I love a good doomer here. Hey, Borky, big fan with the last few days coming to fruition. When do you anticipate we are regulated to the Sun Belt? Thanks. Man. Yeah, so Renaud is not just a crystal ball. He is. I think that is done. In terms of, I think he's going to Ole Miss, and he's been in town, and I think that is done. And look, high talent ceiling. So. Jeff, I assume LSU fan with a super chat. Thank you, man. Frank Wilson just entered the portal. I don't think so. Do you think Ole Miss will be ranked high next season? If Trinidad wins in court, Ole Miss will be a preseason top 5-ish team. Yes. Something like that. Might lose Caden Lee, but it wasn't because of Lane. If he leaves, it's being tampered by Georgia hard. That is the team that everybody's talked about the most. Doesn't sound like, he quote unquote wants to go. I don't know. All of this is very complicated. It's very complicated. It's hard to figure out what's real and what's not. It's hard to figure out what's real. Don't schools have 24 to 48 hours after players enter to confirm? They do, but I don't think you want to wait that long. But yes, the player has to enter before. That kind of stuff leaks, though, like right away. Will they sign anyone else? Yeah. I mean, they got a handful of guys they need to sign. I think they want to sign another linebacker, probably another defensive lineman. Got to sign offensive line. They've got visitors this weekend. If Caden Lee goes, probably another wide receiver. So, yeah, they got a lot of work to do. But that's expected. Still got a lot of work to do. But we'll see. I mean, this is not. It's not over. It is not over with Prince Will. Or maybe it is. I don't know. But until he actually enters the portal and until Ole Miss is done shooting their shot, drama all the way down to the last day to enter the portal. We'll see where this ends up. I got to go. I got some stuff I got to take care of, but I really appreciate you guys a whole lot for being here. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast feed, Rebel Report Podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast feed. I will see you guys on the next one. May go live Saturday after the basketball game. We'll see. And any real new stuff that pops up between now and then, we will also do a special edition for that. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.